I left America 6 months ago and my life is infinitely better. Let's talk about it.
Here are 3 reasons why I don't live in the United States and why you might want to consider doing the same.
Did you know that millions of Americans are choosing to live outside the United States? And it's not just retirees chasing beaches, young professionals, families, and even digital nomads are packing their bags. Why? Rising costs, expensive healthcare, long work hours, political tension, safety concerns, and the ability to work remotely are all pushing people to consider life abroad. In fact, over 5.5 million Americans already live overseas, and that number is growing every year. From affordable housing and universal health care to better work-life balance and safer communities, moving abroad is becoming a realistic option for more and more people. In this video, we're breaking down the 5 main reasons Americans are leaving, complete with real statistics, examples, and expert insights, so you can understand this growing trend and what it means for the U.S. and for individuals like you. Over the past decade, the U.S. has experienced some of its most polarized years in modern history. According to Pew Research Center, nearly 80% of Americans say the country is more politically divided today than in the past. This polarization isn't just happening online or during elections. It's affecting workplaces, friendships, neighborhoods, and even families. For some, the constant tension is simply too much. This divide is also tied to a rise in violence and insecurity. The U.S. continues to have one of the highest gun violence rates in the developed world. According to Gun Violence Archive, there were over 650 mass shootings in 2023 alone. Many Americans, especially parents, say they feel unsafe in places that should be secure, like schools, malls, and concerts. For them, moving abroad isn't just about politics. It's about wanting to live in a society that feels more stable and less dangerous. On top of this, the heated political climate has made everyday conversations feel explosive. People are increasingly leaving states or even the country altogether to escape culture wars, extremist movements, and divisive laws. According to a 2024 expat survey, a growing number of Americans cite political frustration as their top reason for relocating abroad. This is especially true for young professionals and retirees who want a more peaceful, less confrontational environment. Countries with calmer political landscapes and lower crime rates, such as Portugal, New Zealand, or Denmark, are becoming attractive destinations. Many of these nations rank higher on global safety and happiness indexes, offering a sense of stability that Americans say they're missing. At the end of the day, people want to feel safe, heard, and free from constant political battles. And for many, that means starting over somewhere else. In America, the culture of overwork has become almost normalized. The average full-time employee works around 1,750 hours per year, which is roughly 400 more hours than workers in countries like Germany. Long hours, limited vacation time, and constant pressure to hustle leave many people feeling exhausted and burned out. For some, it's not just about making a living anymore. It's about reclaiming their time and their lives. One of the biggest contrasts is paid leave. The U.S. is one of the only developed countries without guaranteed paid vacation days. In many European nations, workers enjoy 20 to 30 days of paid leave each year, plus shorter work weeks and stronger labor protections. That difference adds up. According to Internations, 49% of U.S. expatriates say they moved abroad to enjoy a better work-life balance. They're not just chasing higher pay, they're chasing time to live. This shift isn't just for the wealthy. Teachers, remote workers, entrepreneurs, and young professionals are moving abroad to places where the pace is slower, stress levels are lower, and life feels more human. Imagine finishing work at 4 p.m. and walking to the beach, or spending your weekends traveling without worrying about unpaid time off. For many Americans, this kind of balance is impossible at home, but achievable elsewhere, and that's a powerful reason to leave. One of the biggest driving forces behind this growing wave of Americans moving abroad is the cost of healthcare. For many families, medical expenses aren't just a burden, they're a breaking point. The United States spends more on healthcare than any other developed nation. According to Peterson KFF Health System Tracker, the average American spent $13,432 on healthcare in 2023. That's almost double what citizens of most peer countries spend. Even with insurance, people often face high deductibles, surprise bills, or coverage gaps that can wipe out their savings overnight. Millions of Americans are feeling this strain firsthand. It's a system where getting sick can mean going broke, and that reality is pushing people to look elsewhere. In contrast, many countries offer affordable or even universal healthcare. In places like Spain, Portugal, or Costa Rica, doctor visits and medication cost a fraction of what they do in the US, and insurance plans are far more accessible. For retirees and digital nomads especially, this makes a huge difference. Imagine paying $50 for a doctor visit instead of $300, or having affordable coverage that includes dental, vision, and prescriptions. For many Americans, moving abroad isn't just about saving money, it's about having peace of mind. When basic healthcare becomes a privilege instead of a right, living in a country where it's affordable can feel life-changing. The major reason so many Americans are leaving the country is the soaring cost of living. Across the country, everything from housing to groceries to transportation has become more expensive in some cases, dramatically so. In 2022, US inflation hit a 40-year high of over 9%, and although inflation has cooled since then, prices haven't returned to what they once were. For many working-class and even middle-class families, making ends meet has become a daily struggle. Housing is one of the clearest examples of this crisis. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment in major cities like New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco can easily top $3,000 a month, and homeownership is increasingly out of reach for younger generations. Even in smaller cities, costs have surged. Meanwhile, in many countries abroad, such as Portugal, Mexico, or Thailand, that same $3,000 can often cover rent, utilities, transportation, and even dining out. People are realizing they can live more comfortably with the same or even less income simply by changing their address. This isn't just affecting young professionals, retirees are leaving too. According to U.S. Social Security Administration, more than 431,000 Americans currently receive Social Security benefits overseas. Retiring in places like Costa Rica or Spain allows them to stretch their monthly income significantly further. Lower housing prices, affordable healthcare, and cheaper day-to-day expenses are making international retirement not only appealing but practical. So, what about you? If you had the chance, would you leave the US? Would it be for lower costs, a better lifestyle, or just a new adventure? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been talking about moving abroad.